the American media to use when it comes to immigrants is right on the border, is of streams of people coming in, either swimming through the Rio Grande or lining up or walking through miles in lines across the Sonoran Desert. And those images just make it seem like it really is a true invasion. It's sensationalized. That's what media does. Media always sensationalizes. The media always simplifies the issues at hand. So when the American public sees all these people coming into the United States, then the easy response is, okay, let's stop it by putting a bunch of military men there.
Good fences make for good neighbors.
I believe in securing our borders.
Our borders are not secure.
Securing our borders.
We have made historic investments in manpower, technology, and infrastructure to help secure our border.
The easiest image for the American media to use when it comes to immigrants is right on the border, is of streams of people coming in, either swimming.
Okay, comments.
Well, so I can get
4 out of those
about
5 clips were Fox News. So they're saying media, but the only real examples they've shown so far have been Fox News and one little CBS clip. And that was the last one where the guy wasn't really saying anything bad.
That's a good point. The caption underneath it says, "Don't fall for these hateful propaganda tactics." Another comment is, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think through it all, Texas, Arizona, because I don't know. I saw something earlier talking about how, like they said, El Paso got taken over by immigrants.
Yeah, it's in the news now again. Because what do you say?
I said, thank you, Beto.
Beto, he lost.
Yeah, but he's been in council and all that stuff in El Paso. That's where he's from. He's the one that made it a sanctuary city.
Well, the thing with the Title 42, that shit is all in the news. I have a video on this. We're not going to play all of it. Let me see. Am I sharing?
Not yet.
Because that's what has happened. It's political. That's what I be saying all the time. So that's what it is. It's politics. So that's why it's then came back up again.
Well, see, and that's one of the things that I was looking at. That what I was going to mention is that I think that some of that bill that came in on the end was to, like, what is it? The immigration, the ICE got funded so much money with this last bill that was introduced like yesterday or maybe today. But I think it was approved, and it's talking about how many billion, like it's a bunch of money that was moved to be able to handle the immigrants. And I think that's pretty much all Texas wanted was like, okay, whatever we're going to do with it, like y'all going to help.
It's a check, fucking blank ass check to my buddies. That's what it is, bro. It's private contractors. All that money going to go to private contractors for some free ass easy jobs that these people going to just not really do anything and just get paid. And that's what it's going to be. It's super sad, but
all of the bus rides from the west to the east,
and they're spending all this money. New York, and then I saw a state of emergency. Did y'all see that? I want to say, is it in El Paso? A couple places are declaring state of emergency, and I think even New York, based on the amount of the immigrants or whatever. And so that when they declare the state of emergency, then they get access to these funds.
Well, and that's one of the things that he didn't want to. That what's his name did not want to give up with the whole COVID relief stuff. Is as long as they keep make it an emergency, they can keep giving out these shots for free, or that like a lot of these things they can keep moving because of that
Right.
Emergency Act.
So that's what I'm going to talk about right here. Title 42 was related to COVID, and it was an emergency. And it's the reason why when we was talking about the immigrants and them keeping them on the other side, and Doc was talking about making it to American soil to be able to do asylum. Well, this Title
Well,
42 is what they've been using to keep people from having a chance to,
well,
do
cause
the asylums.
cause also SCOTUS also ruled that DACA was unconstitutional and against, just against the law. So I think that was being shut down, but they're still trying to bring in the immigrants as much as they can, I guess. So that's why they're having to do what they're doing just to be able to continue, like,
It's them damn checks, man. It's that's what it is all about. And so, like, I saw pictures of like the border, and like all this equipment and people. They're revving it up right now. It's checks. That's all it is. They're making money. Let me play
hmm
some of this.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman in New York with Juan Gonzalez in Chicago. We turn now to immigration news. The Biden administration's asked the Supreme Court to temporarily keep in place Title 42 until after Christmas. The Trump-era pandemic policy has been used to block over 2 million migrants from seeking asylum in the U.S. In a filing Tuesday, the Biden administration asked the top court to allow it to end the policy, but not until at least December 27th to give border communities more time to prepare for what's expected to be an increase in the number of people seeking refuge in the United States. On Monday, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts temporarily blocked the Biden administration from ending the Title 42 policy, at least for the moment, with a group of U.S. states with Republican attorneys general who want to continue to enforce Title 42. We go now to San Francisco, where we're joined by Julia Neusner, the research and policy attorney with Human Rights First. She helped write a new report titled Human Rights Stain Public Health Farce. The group has tracked over 13,000 reports of murder, torture, kidnapping, rape, and other violent attacks on migrants and asylum seekers blocked in or expelled to Mexico under Title 42 since President Biden took office. Julia.
So the cartels are using these people like it's a treasure trove for them.
hmm they and I mean, well, they've always, been able to use that the whole, like, there's I think we read something on one, like, this one dude who just, like, kept trying and trying and trying and trying to get over into the US. Like, he even paid so many times that he had to just give up for a little while to save up some money to try again. So I mean, somehow or another, a lot of these people, they're getting over here, they're making money by moving drugs into the country for the cartels. And then some of them, I mean, because some of them, maybe they really, maybe they just like, well, this the only way to survive is to continue doing that. But I don't know, it's kind of hard to even say, because it's like, I hadn't seen, I mean, I don't, has this been, like, have we seen anything like this before?
What do you mean?
I mean, as far as, like, the way, like, how all this is happening with the immigrants, like, millions of people coming and, one time, thousands per day, hundreds for sure, thousands on some days. And, like, for these, like, not having anywhere to really go.
I don't know that that's true. No, I think that, and I think that people were moving even larger
We don't know that it's
amounts
not true. We don't know that it's
in the
not true.
past.
We're going by, I'm only going by numbers that they've quoted. I'm not just throwing numbers up. I'm going by what they've quoted, by hundreds per day, Some days thousands, over 1,000. So
Well, that none of those people are coming across. Hardly. Let me read some comments. It says, encouraging people to make the journey is the real crime here. It has driven the higher number of people to take terrible risks and created a boom in organized crime. It has been sad to see. A total rethink is required. Do you want economic migration or not? And what is too much or too many? Is there any point at which it is enough? That would suggest unlimited resources in a country that doesn't have unlimited resources and which is deeply in debt already. USA policymakers are doing the worst thing possible for everyone, which is nothing at all right now.
well, and I think they have somewhat of a point there because, you know, I mean, I believe it's all a plan for, you know, the way that everything is happening. It was a part of the plan to kind of not really pay that much attention of how many people are coming, or, you know, not allowing them to be able to just turn them around and deport them or whatever. Finding a way for the asylum seekers to still be able to get in legally. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of ignore that it was even happening. And that's where I think Trump, the whole idea with the wall wasn't that, you know, immigrants wouldn't be able to come. It was just that so it doesn't make it so appealing or so wide open, because I mean it's a dangerous, that whole crossing the jungle to get from Central America into North America. From what I understand, of course I've never been through that way, but from what I understand, it's like extremely dangerous coming through there. So it's like, okay, we need to find a way to keep people from
You
trying to
know,
come so much.
like, how about maybe stopping in any of the embassies that we have in Mexico, which are American soil, that they can stop at and seek asylum there?
Well,
If
that,
only they
yeah.
could do that. Oh, wait, that's exactly the way they're supposed to do it.
The system is set up for it to be dysfunctional and not working and not, especially
Well,
for certain groups of people.
well, but see, but that's the thing. When somebody was trying to do it,
You
where
know,
it was, you
like I
know,
said, what's going on here? Uh,
somebody who's trying to bring some order to that whole situation gets talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like so bad, like, oh, he just hates these people and this, that, and the other. And you know, pointing out some of the truths that we're pointing out now about, okay, all the drugs, all the crime and stuff that actually gets to happen more because not enough attention is paid at that border. I mean, Americans
you
is,
know,
you know what I'm saying, the
how
reason why you
about
don't see
Go ahead,
I was
Doc.
saying, how about 40 people from the terrorist watch list caught at the southern border just in October?
Yeah, I
That's
would.
no joke. There's an AP headline about that.
I
Over
I don't
98
have
this
much
year
faith
alone have
in
been
what.
caught at the border. So, and we know what gets caught at the border, maybe 30, 40%. How many got through?
Yeah, but when they say terrorists, I'm already wondering what,
I'm
because
saying
like,
terrorist watch list, and that's all
yeah,
I'm leaving it at. So, for whatever reason,
yeah. So
they're on that
they be
watch list.
having, they
It
be
takes a
having,
little bit to get on there. I mean,
yeah, nah, they be having random ass people on there sometimes. Let
man,
me
but
play. Go
okay,
ahead.
no, I'm gonna let it slide.
Yeah, because we'll be on. We did a week on immigration one time.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it was just the whole idea about the terrorist thing. It's like too easy for some people to look past. It's like, okay, look, this is, regardless if they are terrorists or not, these are people that are potential problems. And you're like, oh well, I don't know, because you can't just
Man,
be deciding who you know, just on a whim. Oh nah, they not,
Well,
they no issue.
But think about other countries and how they do it, right? How did you, let's say,
and
a
well,
corrupt
yeah,
country, and a person that's
that's the well,
against
still,
telling the truth or whatever. Look at Julian Assange, whatever the hell, like some random ass person. They're a terrorist because they're going against what the
Yeah,
hell, like they're
but
trying to get the people to know what's actually going on in
I
Ukraine or some shit.
I hear you. I hear you. But at the same time, like it's not, smart militarily or like just for the security to have that kind of deciding fact. Like that's the way you decide who's safe and who's not. That's
I
just
don't trust them enough. I don't
oh
trust their
I
judgment.
it doesn't matter. Like you don't have to. It's just what being like can we still be smart? Like we don't have to be them, but we also don't have to be stupid.
But I would look at it a case by case basis. I'm sure that some of it will be legitimate, and
Okay.
that's the way
All
you
right.
do
That,
so
that,
that
things.
that's
they,
that's
they
all
may
I,
be
that,
terrorists, but they may not be that terrible.
They may not be terrorists at all. They may be some random dude in his basement.
but what about they may be? Like that
Look how
part
many
Some
we
random
people
dude
are
in
in
his
we
basement,
Guantanamo
can't we
kind
Bay.
of like
can't we can't
Timothy
forget the
McVeigh.
fact that
Look at
you
all the
know
people in Guantanamo Bay, never been charged with nothing. Don't have no connection to nothing. Still over there locked up. No, I don't trust their judgment.
no, there's a connection to something. I mean, it just happened to be
I would have
something
to look
that's
at it,
on.
and I have to see whatever data they have on the person, and then to be like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But I couldn't just take it whole like that. No way. I don't trust them on that. As soon as I hear terrorists, that my antennas prickle up because I compare our country. I look at the world globally, and they say within China. China is an example. Boom, like this is a terrorist. It's some person that just is not trying to go with some totalitarian bullshit that they're on, but he's a terrorist. You get what I'm saying? So
I hear.
all the countries do this. They all do this. If you think the United States don't do that, you're crazy.
Well, see, but the part that we don't want you to be crazy about is that just because of their decisions or who they may have claimed to be, maybe some of them are actually a problem, no matter what, who says it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these people really can be a problem because even though like they not mad at the average American, but the average American can get fucked up just because of this one person or these one group of people that they do want some smoke with. So it's like they
The
might
ones
be
that they
cool.
need to be calling terrorists, they don't. The people who shooting up schools, the people that MGMs through off of
I feel you. I
the
agree with you because
popping random people, that's terror. That's terrorists
listen, listen.
blowing up the
I
Oklahoma.
totally agree. Like they just allowed a terrorist in the White House today.
That's why they're called domestic terrorists. We're not talking about domestic terrorists because domestic by nature means
No,
already here or born and bred here.
well,
We're
no,
talking
Still
about
terrorists. They don't
I'm
get.
talking
people of
about,
foreign
I'm talking about
interest
international.
as to the safety of our nation. People who want to do
All I was
harm
saying
or
was
are
I can't
connected to
take it
people that
whole.
do harm.
I can't take it wholeheartedly whenever they say terrorists, I'm always finna look at it more. Always, I'm not
Well,
finna
yeah,
take they
okay,
shit
all
on
right.
that.
Well, as long as you're not just saying that they're not, they're
Yeah, I'm
like,
sure some of them. It has to be some truth in there, but how much it will have to be determined.
yeah, because I mean, because sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but y-
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying. So I get the whole idea.
But who's
It's
the
just,
enemy in that?
and it depends.
Saying it
Yeah.
that way and talking about them in the defense of them, you're saying our own country is the enemy. Our own government is the enemy.
Well,
Well,
what is it
to a lot
talking
of people,
about? What
yeah.
happened to January 6th? Why did they storm the White House? A lot of people feel like the government is the enemy of the people.
They stormed the White House. They didn't storm, well, they stormed Congress
The
because
capital.
after a year of protests and burning down police houses and occupying public land and all that, they thought it was okay to do that, but it wasn't. mostly because it was a conservative riot and not a liberal, mostly peaceful gathering.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't want to accept that.
People
They'll
died.
And
argue,
yeah,
they'll
People got
argue
hurt.
that to the end.
one
Yeah, argue
person
that to the end.
was shot by a security guard or missed something, and one security guard died the next day
They was
after
looking for
having
Nancy
fallen or
Pelosi, and
something
they was
like
looking
that.
for.
So says Nancy Pelosi and them.
There's video of this. There's footage. There's so much footage out
See,
there from it.
here again, you're saying, oh, if they found them, they were going to kill them. How
That's
do
what I'm
you
saying.
know that? That's
I
what you're
don't.
saying.
I
You're
don't know
saying
that,
these are
but
their
they could have.
motivation.
Who knows?
You're saying this is the motivation, so we're going
They
to
were
attack
saying
them on that.
they wanted to kill him. I can only go by what somebody is
Who's
saying.
they?
They're like the
Who said
people in
they
the
was?
freaking videos. There's videos out there.
I haven't seen any of them actually with them saying we're going to kill her if they find her. I have not seen I'm just saying I have not seen those where they actually say that. I see videos where someone is saying, "Oh, it sounds like they're saying they're going to kill us if they find us." I heard one of the people inside that they thought they were in danger, interpreting it like they were coming after them.
I don't see how y'all.
But
can
I
say
haven't
it was
heard
a
it
peaceful
actually said.
protest.
I'm not saying it was. It was stupid, just like a whole bunch of year and a half of stupid that we had before it.
It was retarded. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
No, man, not retarded. It went to the next level. That shit was protarded.
It was so
They
ridiculous.
give awards out for that. But man, Buffalo
and it makes
dude,
us. And look how
Buffalo
ridiculous.
dude should not be sitting 7 years in prison for taking selfies there. He wasn't there to fucking hurt anyone. He was just having a good time like he'd done at every freaking gathering for the last year and a half.
And a couple of guys got sedition. So some people got some really heavy charges.
Yes, there is some serious stuff going on with the group that had broken away from the Proud Boys.
But yeah, and I saw that story. So, but look how the rest of the world also, like, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You know, the world saw it. That's that part.
You know, I don't. No more embarrassing than the Trump era. I mean,
man,
you got it. Like I said, he had his good points. He did okay in a lot of things, but damn, he was hard to watch, and he was a dumbass.
They had the balloons of him with the pamper on.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
in a whole other country.
Like I said, I mean. But the whole time, it was a freaking circus. And it was a circus on both sides.
Look at Biden. It's a total circus to the. I mean, I think it's the.
He hurts me worse. I feel sorry
the second
for
act.
him.
I'm telling you, this is the. Dude, you have to up it in the second act.
They pulled Kanye out of the game before he got that bad, but Biden's still going along. You know?
Oh my God, the Biden thing is such a circus. It's such a. It's embarrassing. This clown. Freaking Zelensky went to the White House. Did you see